What's up guys, it's Talon here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at how you can improve your solo cash cup performance by analyzing top NAE controller player TKay and how he plays first overall in the solo cash cup. But before I get into this VOD review guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. Also, if you wish to support me in another way, use code TALON.FN in the Fortnite item shop, #ad. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright guys, as you can see on the screen we have TKay's POV. This is going to be an analysis of all of his games from the solo cash cup where he ended up placing first overall. I do realize that we are now in chapter 3, however I already had the thumbnail made and just didn't get around to making the video, and a lot of the things are still applicable in terms of game subs and things that I can talk about that would definitely relate to the new meta, the spray meta of chapter 3 season 1. We're going to pick it up here. We have a high kill game already, 14 eliminations. Unfortunately we get to see all of them. But we're going to see just again TKay's aim on display early. Piece control right here. Confidence in his aim to win that. Catches someone looking back. 16 eliminations. A lot of kills. Now this is something right here. Lair pressure is definitely going to be huge, especially with the spraying weapons with the SMGs of this chapter 3 meta. But you're going to see here. Decides to back off from this. I like this back off. Look at his mats. He's 5-4-1. Doesn't need to go for the elimination, right? And he backs off, gets ahead. And you see a good plan right here with the chili chugs. Or the chilies. Those still being an aspect of the game still are going to be relevant for chapter 3's meta as well. And you're going to see good use of launch pads. Again, relevant still in this season as well. And then playing that dead side of zone. Look at here. I always see hugging a side of zone, right? These things are fundamental regardless of season. You always want to be on the dead side of zone. But the rotational meta is still the same, right? You still have things like chili peppers and launch pads, right? You could still implement that into the season. And look, getting ahead, what it provides you, free angles and free shots at opponents who are more back. And you can see here, he can go from back to front. He doesn't need to force anything. Now here, he catches someone off guard. Very fortunate here to catch that opponent off guard. That's very scuffed when you get underneath your own cone. That's just trusting your aim. Getting in, nice established double boxing again. Always want to double box in hard mats if you can. And you're going to see here, sitting here and wait. And he's going to pad, conserve pad. And go from back to front. He's got chugs for whites. Notice how he doesn't 50-50 thing, right? 800 mats. And when he wants to box up, what does he do? Hard mats. Looking for eye here. You're going to have a lot more respective spray. And then he gets focused. So he drops down. And then it skips through. 250 mats. It gets a nice refresh. And then catches that perfectly. 21 eliminations. A significant amount. Okay-ish mats. 27 builds. Drops this opponent 100. And then just leaves it alone. Why? Look at the amount of heals he has. He has 3 big 6 minis, 1 chug. No need to 50-50 that. He's already got a huge game here. So he double boxes in hard mats. Fortunately stops getting attacked. And he's able to, even in ninth, to get a big pot off. Just by one creating space and use of the hard mats. Actually, he doesn't get that off. I apologize. He cuts off all the space in front of him. Gets a white tag. And then just pressures immediately. Gets a finish. And there's your 50 pot. Now he's going to do a... He's got 1 flopper, so he's going to go for a delayed play here. This is smart, right? Ninth. Go for it. And then he goes for height. He probably doesn't think that height has that many mats. But when height starts to crank up, he drops down. But this is unfortunate, right? You get put in a situation where you're kind of in the choke point. And so what you want to do is either kill low or kill high. And it's usually the easiest to kill low. But what ends up happening here is high ends up killing low. And he's going to end up getting second here. He pretty much done everything he can. He could have maybe just forced the taking height a little bit. This is such a bad spot to be in. He has to tank, and the opponent is gonna he's gonna end up getting eliminated to Storm. And the top person is gonna get kill credit. He's only hits for 37, but an insane game, 20 plus eliminations to start off with. We saw a lot of things too in terms of rotation, using the launch pad, using the chilies. Those things still are going to remain true throughout. Yes, sliding mechanic, you can even probably do some more fanciful fun stuff, but it just in terms of game sets for solos, still applicable here. And there is chili chugs as well, which you're going to see him use throughout. No panic here with scuffing the launch pad. 2 eliminations, 500 above surge. Fantastic job right here of catching someone just kind of conserve tarping out in wood. And then he's going to take high ground. Do a good job connecting. Probably would want to connect in hard mats. lasers that opponent, free elimination. Now, his job here is just to kind of sit and let everything develop, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's in night zone again, so everything below. He's trying to cut off. I think he wants to save those chug splashes for heal off, which I think is very smart. He has a very good potential to win heal off. But I think he's going to make... Either he's going to be out of mats. Ah, that's what it was. So he's out of mats here, and so he has no way to block off. He goes back into zone. I actually don't know where he gets lasered from.
Bro, what?
I think it was a good play. I think it's truly unfortunate that happened. That was really probably the best play that he had, other than the drop it down. He could have used Chili Chugs to extend. I don't even know where he got killed from, so that's just unfortunate in general, but really good play. Something, again, you could definitely still do in this meta with Chili Chug still being a thing in Chapter 3, right? Doing a good job of getting Love Surge, and same exact thing, right? 1, focus on getting ahead. 2, double box and hard mats. Just general basic stuff that never changed. Look back for eliminations. He's got a gold AUG, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage. Launch pads again. Now he doesn't have as much rotation. And then he goes for a refresh, right? Look at his mats. Clutches up, hits the shots, and gets a nice refresh. And then that's going to be the meta this particular season. Just spraying your whatever SMG, your MK, whatever. And then uses all those extra mats to make a nice height play. Chili Chugs, look at his loot. He eventually just squeezes that all out. The opponent, it gets suffocated below, and he gets a free win. And we just dump out here, him again on high ground. No builds, right? So he's got to make a play of some kind, get an elimination if he can, and he does. Gets a good amount of wood, about 300 wood, and so now his job again is just try to maximize this as long as he possibly can. And that's what you're going to see what he does. He just plays heights very sparingly and just pressures anybody he sees behind. Free pick. And then he should just, exactly, you see spraying. And this would be definitely even more prevalent in the meta that we're in currently, with everything just being a spray weapon. Now someone coming for height. This is going to derail him a little bit because it's going to cause him to waste a little bit more mats than he probably wanted to. And he said better not get to him, I swear to God. Yeah, definitely got to be worried about that, especially with wood builds only on height. You want to just truly try to milk this. He's got 13 builds. He drops just a smidgen. I would like to see him pressure a little bit more. Maybe he's just focused on not putting any pressure down because he's on wood and he doesn't want any return pressure. And he drops off. Fortunately not aware they had no builds. He gets a finish right here, but he's going to get immediately taken out. But you'll take the top 5. He milked it out. He should have probably tried to stay up. That was probably a minor mistake. Probably you could hear him in the comms saying no, he didn't want to fall. More than likely that was unintentional. And we pick up right here again. Looks like off a Chili Chug, and look, just good rotational movement. Blocks that opponent off, then we boxing up in hard mats. Again, double boxing when we want to stop. We're going to let everything develop in front of us, and then we're going to use our speed to just basically... Fantastic piece control. Oh my goodness.
Nice, good shit.
Guy got absolutely destroyed. Huge pickup, recognition. And again, same thing, doubled up, boxing up in hard mats.
Nice, good shit. Try to get those mats.
He gets all those mats, and you can see Chili Chugs as well.
Yeah, Chili Chugs. Nice.
He has a decent amount of mats now, and he can get from back to front. Drops down.
500.
Right? When you're going from elevation to de-elevation, it's great to get ahead.
Yeah, 400 mats.
Heals up, gets another pick. He's going to do a great job here of navigating very poor. He's going to just have to make a play. He has one. You see that opponent get fried, or you hear it and see it as well. And he's going to sit here and wait. And he realizes he doesn't have mats. He needs to get up, so he goes back old. And he just slowly and methodically kind of goes through his way.
You dumbass. Sit down.
Does a good job of hip fire game. He picks up just the mats he needs. Using...
TKay Chugs, yeah, Chugs.
the chugs, and then he gets out perfectly and navigates a very scuffed terrain. Sits on a right-hand peak, gets another pickup, 9 eliminations, no mats. Him versus Day, who's gonna win?
Yes.
Now you see him miss some splashes right there. That's all right.
Oh, TK versus Days. What the fuck?
Nice, let's fucking go, baby.
Really great job just maximizing, staying patient in that situation with no mats, letting a refresh coming to him and not pissing away those mats, making sure that he carefully and methodically goes up the hill, and that way he can get all the way up. He gets another important impact, takes height, and then gets a finish on the last guy. Now, let's jump into this last game. I think it's his lowest finish, but you see the consistency coming here on TKay, and that's just because of his solo fundamentals
Right there.
and obvious fragging ability. Jumps in perfectly. You see that's the second time that he's timed in perfectly off a launch pad of jumping in. That's going to be very crucial in this spray meta.
No, what?
Oh, I love that little stutter. Make the opponent think that he's safe.
Won the catch up by 50.
Full piece. Oh, fantastic.
This is griefing, bro.
And then off of Chili immediately tries to go for height.
No one more.
Does a great job of coning him up right there.
Fast, boss.
Fantastic work.
Wow.
Just kind of gets
wow.
a little
Wow.
lackadaisical on height, and someone just makes a nice play and takes it from him. He sits on the lair. He doesn't have a lot of builds, and he's getting pressured because he's second height. And he's going to just get into an area where there's just not much he can do, right? He has no builds.
Bro, am I like...
He's going to opt to go for a big, and then he's going to have to make a play, and he's not going to
Who is that?
make any particular play. Did not matter, though.
Random.
Top 10 with 5 kills is what he'll take. He was looking behind him. He missed a couple of shots. And that is the TKay VOD review. We saw just a fundamental understanding of how to rotate through zone. And like I said, I know it's from last season, but with the use of the launch pad and the chilies, that does not change. And you see the use of the pressure constantly. That's again going to be something with this SMG spray meta that definitely needs to be transferred over. You need to be bullying people off your layer, especially when you're going to get a lot of bleed through damage with these high fire rate weapons that are dominating this new season. And we saw the incredible fragging ability, again 20 plus eliminations in that first game, and we didn't even get to see the first 2/3. We got to see the back half where he ends up getting second overall. We just see once calmness in in-game as well. In very stressful, strenuous situations, you see him constantly going for impacts. You see him taking those 50-50s when he needs to get a refresh. You saw that in that fist zone. He had 100 mats. He 50-50 essentially just flies into a guy's wall, gets a quick elimination. You see him also do that again in that first game where he traps himself underneath the cone in confidence just to hit that max damage pump because that opponent is technically an advantage on that. Fortunately, he times it perfectly when the opponent sprays, hits an easy one pump. But guys, that is going to do it for today's VOD review. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.